So in the news, people have probably seen a bunch of pictures like this in regards to the LA protests, saying LA is a war zone right now. Meanwhile, the whole time LA looks a lot more like this. How do I know this? Well, because I'm from LA. Now I know what you're thinking. Why is the news pretty much only showing pictures like this? Well, the answer is they want to grab your attention. They want to put on a show. Notice all the cameras pointed at dude right here. Meanwhile, actual protesters sitting in the background. Now, funny enough, this is the same reason Donald Trump is doing these mass deportations in the first place. He needs to grab your attention. Why? Because, well, Donald Trump has a problem. When he ran for president, listen closely, he came in and said, I'm finna deport everyone. Because immigration policy is a huge concern in the United States. His voters said, woo, deport him, Trump. He said, I got y'all. Donald Trump's people came in and said, no, you don't, Donald. You understand immigration policy is very complex. There's the court of law. Plus, we're not funding ICE agents. We don't have the manpower. Donald said, oh. Yes, it turns out deporting people is actually a lot tougher than it may seem because of the court of law. You don't want to deport your own citizens. You don't want to deport people seeking asylum. You gotta go through the courts. Just ask the deportation king Barack Obama, who has the record for most deportations out of any president. But Barack Obama did it through the courts. He also created a lot of programs that helped undocumented immigrants, particularly young undocumented immigrants and families. Donald Trump's deportation numbers during his first term, not close. In fact, Donald Trump's deportation numbers right now during his second term are very low. But he don't care about all that because he understands it's all about the show. And here's where things start to get wicked. Donald Trump decides to send ICE agents to Los Angeles, California to conduct very aggressive raids. This is to pick a fight with people in Los Angeles who generally don't agree with Donald Trump's policies and has some of the largest immigrant populations in the United States. And now it looks like he's doing something. His voters said, woo, that's what I'm talking about, Trump. Trump said, mm-hmm. And now to sprinkle in a little bit of pizzazz. Donald Trump sends in the National Guard to stop the riots in Los Angeles. The governor of California said, Donald, we both know there ain't no riots, so if you send the National Guard to my state without my permission, you finna have a problem. Donald Trump said, anyway, sending the National Guard to California, but Donald Trump can't just send the National Guard to a state. There are checks and balances. Remember, there's the federal government, which the president is a part of, and then there's the state government, which the governors are a part of. So Donald Trump finds a loophole and sends in the National Guard to protect a federal building. And while they're there, since ICE agents are technically federal employees, the National Guard can protect them from protesters. This is a dangerous loophole. So now the governor of California is suing Donald Trump, saying, I see what you're doing, Donald. LA is not in danger, court of law. Donald Trump is just trying to militarize deportation to look like he's doing something, and because he don't got the manpower to actually deport people at the numbers he actually wants to reach. Donald Trump is saying, no, LA really is in danger, and I'm just helping them out by sending in the military. If Donald Trump wins that court case, then expect the National Guard in a state near you to help out with deportations. But they won't have beds, of course, because Donald Trump can't afford this operation. Now let me repeat, LA is not in danger. This is not the reality of what's going on in Los Angeles. This is not the reality of what's going on in Los Angeles. The reality is much simpler. The people of Los Angeles are protesting the abduction of their friends, neighbors, family members. The people of Los Angeles are protesting an abuse of power by a sitting president. The people of Los Angeles are protesting to protect basic human rights. Now, if by the end of this video, you're still saying, but technically they came here illegally, so you can't pay your rent. You don't have a living wage. The economy is in shambles. And if you think mass deportations is gonna help you with that, then wisdom is chasing you, but you are faster. And you need to lock in and focus on your priorities. Now, to all my folks out there that immigrated to the United States, understand that you still have and will always have rights. So take a little screenshot of this. And all my protesters out there, you just got to keep it up because this puts pressure on the courts and the politicians to enforce those rights. And the bigger they get, the more pressure. And thankfully, these protests seem to be spreading across the United States. So in my opinion, things will absolutely get better sooner rather than later.